super clean. You're just on my time. Oh, you make me nervous. You make me so shy. Nike's all super clean. You're just on my time. You wanna pick me up from my mom's house. Wanna link me quick. Wanna take me out. Getting hammer now. And if you move like a dog, baby, I won't judge. Give me a kiss and a hug. Tell her what you must. Getting hammer now. My baby, my baby. And if you move like a dog, baby, I won't judge. Give me a kiss and a hug. Tell her what you must.
Sweetheart, my sweetheart, you make me wanna change the life that keep pillar. Really wanna make you my wife. Sub-serious, ish. Like sinner, Malome Kopa Khapa Lobola, your 5 sinner. Now that I had your attention, look, I ain't got a car or imagine what a nigga is handsome type. You ain't gotta carry us with looks. Naliwena, nigga, it's a couple in where we shook line. So let us push by. Undercover, but show me you look nice. Keep them guessing, what does she look like? But one for the books. All I'm trying to say is that I'm aging. I'm tired of running around with all these ladies. It's time to settle down. I know this might come off a little crazy, but for when I gotta kiss a lady, girl, you got the crown.
My life for the first time. Don't know how on my chest, lift a butterfly away.
Good afternoon.
And if you move like a dog, baby, I won't.
Grand Rising. Hope you guys are doing amazing this wonderful Tuesday morning. To the Black Hot Fire Network, the 21st century.
My baby, my baby. And if you move like a dog, baby, I won't judge. Give me a kiss and a hug. Tell her what you must.
Miss Joby, this is the Pan African Bliss. You won literally 10 minutes past the top of the hour.
I got him. I really, really got him. I got him. I got him. You know I got him. You know I got him.
Yeah, Karibuni Sana. I woke up with this jam literally playing so hard in my head. That is the one and only Lord Keds, and of course featuring the one and only Casper Nyovest all the way from South Africa. The name of the jam is Away, playing right here on the media of the 21st century. Hope you're doing amazing today, this wonderful morning. Karibuni Sana. Let me know how you're feeling. How's the weather on your end? And of course, we're coming to the end of the March. Literally, March has literally come to an end. This year is literally going super fast. I don't know how many of you are feeling the same, but we've been talking about how time has been going super fast. Like something is really happening with the universe because time is really, really flying. But let me know if you feel the same. How are you doing today? And welcome to today's conversation. As we talk about, rather start with some jam from South Africa. We have amazing conversations aligned. I say actually amazing because I feel like South Africans actually are overdoing it. We're going to be discussing about the current demonstration that popped yesterday. I'm not sure if they're still ongoing, but that was yesterday actually where South Africans went ahead to the streets, touching vehicles, buildings, just because we had a Nigerian who was crowned as king. And I'm going to be sharing a very interesting map, which actually shows how South Africans think of themselves and the rest of the Africans, because it doesn't really make sense to me how these people feel like, you know, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing. And so much coming also from the 254. Ruto has decided to sell literally majority of our country, apart from buying public state-owned companies for himself, buying banks, buying hospitals, grabbing away lands and even shops, giving them to Chinese people. Literally, he has decided he's going to be giving away this land to the white people completely, not just the Israelites, but to the US and China. We're going to be discussing on that. As we can see, actually, there are rare earth minerals that are on one of the hills called the Mrima Hills. And this is minerals like the Nobium. And I'm going to discuss more, which actually he has given the US and China the access to this particular mountain where the earth minerals are. So we're going to be talking about that. We also have, of course, Ibrahim Traore, who has warned us. This is actually a speech he made before, but I'm not going to share it. He said that we need to stop begging. And if you look at most of the countries, we are beggars despite the earth minerals. We have the resources, how wealthy we are. It's crazy, we're still beggars. We have Muhozi, the general, the son of Museveni, who is also, he has some news and information about Israel. He says actually Israel is on African side and has been for the last 40 years. We're going to be discussing on that because yesterday we checked a few facts on Israel and looked at even how the Rebis, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, say that actually we are monkeys, we're slaves. And even not just that, we've seen many incidents of
The
how these
rabbis.
people, the rabbis. Oh, I said Rebis, rabbis. Thank you, Kate. Karibu Sana, how are you doing today? How are you
Dr.
doing
Sana, how
today?
are you doing, Joby?
I'm feeling good. I can't complain.
I'm
My
okay.
headache is
The,
gone. Can
the front.
complain. Better.
Okay, but
Yeah.
that's good.
How about you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm all
Okay. All
right.
right.
Yeah, he's talking about how Israel's helped black people, which is absolutely crazy. These puppets are kept in power by Israel. They're the ones stealing. That's why you see they're controlling all your diamonds and gold. They're the ones back in the UAE to steal all the gold and cause it. See, and shout out to the Africans are now saying what I've been saying on TikTok. African leaders, all of them, are going to have to be unalived and said that
It's going there.
because they do not represent African people.
I believe the time is coming there. The
Go, Joby.
time is. I believe the time is going there where people are going to touch down the buildings of these people. They're going to be fleeing the country. And I do believe Ruto is going to be one of the examples of how they can flee the country, leave alone Madagascar. Ruto is going to be a good example of these leaders can be held accountable because the amount of giving and selling the country this guy is doing and buying public state-owned companies for himself in the name of private shareholders, as much as
Exactly.
we have a
Exactly.
private shareholders, it's not making sense. We have the governor who is currently, the Nairobi governor who is currently on hide. He's nowhere to be seen because the senators did the auditing of course, the finances he's been given each year, and he can't explain literally where the money is, including where the motorboats where he
Yes.
received 1 billion and so much. We've been
Good.
facing floods. We have improper roads. We have poor water drainage. We literally have so much that is not being done. And these people are taking billions of funds going to buy properties in Dubai, in Qatar, I don't know where,
Well,
in UK. It's
of course.
crazy. And they're being called out. It's being called out, and they're being called out because Ruto is protecting all these people because they're stealing together. But before we get into that, we shall be getting into that. We're gonna start with South Africa, and it's crazy. Again, it doesn't make sense how South Africans are always just super bothered about other Africans in their own country, not the white people in their own country. I think I
Well, they
mentioned
say
this
they
yesterday.
well they say they got some I don't know, they got the Nigerians acting badly from the guess it's the Igbo tribe, all you goopy tribes. So you same thing they did in Ghana. Why are you Igbos going down there talking about you're the king of South Africa? Why are you doing that? If you're gonna go to other people's countries, you act appropriate. You don't disrespect them. It's about you're the king of South Africa. But of course, it's always easy for other Africans to attack other Africans. They don't ever attack the white people. That's really the kings of the countries that got all the land and all the money. But still, you still don't go down in other people's countries and act disrespectful. Some things you just don't do. So I do agree with that. For some reason you Africans seem to go to other countries, especially Nigerians, and you just misbehave. So if you're gonna go to somebody's countries, you need to conform to their culture, to what they do. Since South Africans are mostly colonized by Europeans, I get it. You can't build shanty shacks and shit and like you do in other African countries. That's inappropriate. That's selling shit on the street and all that kind of stuff. That won't be
Well,
tolerated. But go ahead,
I
Joey.
won't.
So,
I won't go. Yes, I've seen some Nigerians even themselves. I'm gonna share a couple of videos. Nigerians
okay.
also complain about that culture and behavior and mindset of Nigerians thinking they can go and settle anywhere and bring their culture and just dominate community or the society. But I personally, as an African, and going back to the real how Africans used to live, and of course looking at South Africa to be specific, it's one of the countries that still has kingdoms. Example is where we saw I show Speed where he was. Literally, that
Yeah,
is yeah, that is
Swaziland, Eswatini.
yeah, the Swatini kingdom. And if personally, let's say if I'm from whether Ghana, Uganda, and I come from a kingdom family too, I can, or if not, literally, I can still marry. And if maybe I'm interested in a lady that comes from this kingdom, I can marry her. And maybe later on, I can still be crowned as a king or as a princess. And this is based on maybe how long I've been part of this family for me to become a king. So I feel like number one,
Oh,
the
I
back,
don't know.
yeah, we're not being told the background story of why he became a king. If he got married, if he married there,
Oh
or
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
king.
I don't know.
Yeah, because if that happened, that is allowed. This is why we go back to the African cultures and the real
Uh,
African cultures and
that's true.
traditions,
That's
not the
true,
ego
Joby.
or tribal thing.
I get you.
Africans.
I get you,
So
Joby.
yeah, so I feel like the background story should be first explained. Why did the guy, or why was he crowned a king? And this, oh, I also don't understand also still South Africans, this behavior. This is not even nothing to do with Nigerians. Like I said, I'm gonna share those videos. These people were last week on the street asking money from fellow Africans who have businesses there, telling them if you can't go back to your country, you need to pay taxes. I'm already paying taxes to your goddamn government.
Government. That's right. True. That's
What do
true.
you mean I need to pay taxes? But you taking my every money in my wallet?
Well,
What am I
well,
paying
well,
for?
well, well. That's them being upset that they have been able to create businesses in their own country. You being a foreigner, how are you able to come in my country and build a business while I can't? So it's about jealousy as well. So I get it. Go ahead, Jim.
Mm. Yeah, so literally, this is one of the examples, and I love the fact that actually most of the people are starting to see the South Africans' behavior, and it's annoying. It's annoying. It's getting
Oh,
people.
it is. It's becoming because you got to understand Nigeria and also other African countries help South Africans supposedly get the fake independence that they got now, and they did.
Mm,
And so
mhm,
that should have been taught. Like I said, Africans never teach real. That should have been taught in their schools. That you
mhm.
did that other African nations sacrificed and got you free. People went to war for you in Africa. And now you talk about you hate all other African people and blah blah blah. That should have been taught 30 years ago. But some reason Africans refuse to teach real history. They're supposed to get free and they got the white man's curriculum every time. Just doesn't make no sense to me. Go
It
ahead, Joe.
doesn't, but still, this doesn't justify the behavior of these
I
people because
agree.
look at most of the
But
Africans.
those are your people. Those are your people. Those are
Man,
your
not anymore.
people.
I'm not feeling them anymore. Not actually the music still. I really love the music. I'm not gonna throw the music under the bus, but the people. If this is what the majority, and sadly, if that is what we've seen, the majority, this is the mindset they have. Even if someone as literally if he's from the neighboring country, Zimbabwe. You remember I was talking about
Because
a lady who is a celebrity, and I didn't know she was even a Zimbabwe until
yeah,
that
yeah.
lady
I,
came to
I
the
know because you thought you South Africa. You know why? Because the borders are phony. They are the same people. Right there. The borders are phony. Back Go back 200 years, those are the same people living together, loving together, working together. Before the white man shows up, makes these fake borders. So you're right. Um,
Mhm.
like I said, Kenyans can be the same way because the amount of foreigners that are in Kenya maybe even more that are in South Africa. So, but you're right. You don't see the same behavior at all. Go ahead.
No, don't. And maybe until what we've seen today, we're gonna have starting putting the same behaviors because the Somalians are getting out of hand. If
But
the
that's
South Africans
but that's one different. That's different. Somalians, the Somalis do be out of hand. That's different. That's,
yeah, they're getting out of hand. They just killed one of our teenagers, literally stabbing him.
wow. Uh
Yeah, so
oh.
they're getting out of hand. So that's what I'm saying. If this is how we're gonna be, uh this is how we're gonna be carried because of tolerating people in our countries. And this is now we're gonna put. We're gonna have to act like the white man. Sorry, this is how we're gonna be pushed to. This is literally a border, despite it not being a border. Because if you come here and don't understand how to live with people. You want to bring your backward behaviors and feel entitled. It's not going to work. It's not going
Well,
to
they,
work. But shout to this
you're right
guy.
because you're right because Somalians saying that all of Kenya belongs to them.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
they're saying.
The time is up. The time is up. Time is so up because after what you've done, I don't think you're gonna be having an easy time after what you've just done. It's not gonna be easy for you. But this is one of the maps showing how South Africans feel. I loved it because I wanted to share it because I related with it very quickly. South Africans feel like they're the only people who exist in Africa and nobody should be going to their country. We should the rest of Africa, as you can see from the map, it puts the rest of Africa
Yeah,
alone
divided. I
are
know,
alone.
but you just showed yesterday how the Jays then came back in and kicked these niggas off their land again and put a fence up there. I said,
Mm-hmm.
shut up.
Exactly. So as you feel that way, you need to also kick out Oranians, so you can feel a
Uh
little
huh.
bit, have your own group of black people in your
Yeah,
own area,
they
and
never protest the white people, Joby.
and, ac-
Never.
and accept the invasion of the white man. That's what you need
Uh,
to do. But this
This
is
is a sovereign nation. It's our nation. We love it.
it's a sovereign nation. A sovereign nation is being invaded. Let's not forget about that. A sovereign nation cannot even fight against their own enemy. They're not calling out their own
mhm.
enemy. A sovereign nation is mad because other Africans know how to come and create job opportunities for themselves in their own country because they can't hold Skedi. No, not Skedi. Ramaphosa, sorry. Ramaphosa accountable for not creating job opportunities for them. Now you want to get mad at Kenyans, at Tanzanians, at maybe any African coming to your country.
You
You
got
need to
you
take
got
your
you got Kenyans there, you got Tanzanians there, you got Mozambicans there, you got Zimbabweans there, you got Botswanans there, you got Namibians there, you got Congolese there, you got Nigerians there, you got Ghanaians there, you got Ugandans there. Uh, and I don't know, and Somalis, you got Somalis there. You got Ethiopians there. Those are groups I know for sure. Any others I don't know. I don't know, but those
Mhm,
for sure. You got those for sure are there. Go ahead.
mhm. Yeah, so literally,
And we're protected by a constitution. Now, there's nowhere in our constitution
white people are protected by the constitution. South Africans ain't. That's why they're behaving this way. That's why they're going crazy.
that makes provision for a Nigerian from the Igbo tribe to come and become
See
coronated
the
as a king
ego,
of the
so
Eastern Cape.
ego. Yeah.
But beyond that, the utterances that were made at that coronation is what really galls us as a party, as Action SA. The utterances were that they're establishing a kingship in the Eastern Cape and a homeland. Now, we have a history of homelands in this province, a painful history of the homeland of the former Ciskei and the former Transkei, where people were moved in there after being expropriated, having their land expropriated. They had limited opportunities. They're still some of the poorest people in our province, and we are not going to tolerate the establishment of another homeland. They went further, though, and they said that they're going to encourage their brothers and sisters in Nigeria, in their hundreds of thousands, to come and establish a homeland in this province. That's not going to happen, because this province is not up for the taking. Here are our traditional leaders behind me.
But
We
and,
respect.
and that's what and that's what I'm saying. That's disrespect. That should you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's some disrespectful shit. He's right. You don't do that. You don't go to a person's home, try to set up some kingdom type shit. You're a king somewhere. You don't do that. You're a guest here. You act accordingly as a guest. Same way Somalis try to do in Kenya. You don't do this. It's disrespectful. You don't. So I would ship your ass back to Nigeria. You got to
Mhm.
go.
These are the same people. Remember, they had a problem because we had a beauty, I think a
Of
model.
course, yeah, the model. But
Which was
that's
a slave.
that's different, Joe. That was petty. We get that. That's them because she was because her mom was South African, her dad was Nigerian, and so now she's a Nigerian. She was had like you said. So her father came from Nigeria. Lived down there, married, of course, another African, which would happen. So he married another African woman who happened to be South African. So the child has South African and Nigerian roots. But like you said, this child grew up in South Africa. She don't know shit about no Nigeria. But
Mhm.
you, since you've been so xenophobic, it's a Nigerian. She can't represent us. It's a Nigerian. So I've never been to Nigeria. I'm from South Africa. My mom's South Africa.
Mhm.
And so you
Exactly.
start, so you
These are
start going
the,
crazy.
the same people had a problem with that. So I'm not defending them. I feel like South Africans
I'm
and
not.
Jan
I'm
are
not defending them. I'm saying some things you don't do. I can't come in your house, take over your house, and now say I'm a king up in your house. That'd be disrespectful. I'm just saying go there and assimilate to their culture. If you're gonna go move somebody else's country, assimilate with them. Don't come and tell me you gonna create a whole different and understand that, guys. You guys talking about, let me call the guy Nigerian. Nigerians, he called and said he didn't say he was a Nigerian king. He said he was an Igbo. He's talking about his tribe, not the country of Nigeria. So I told you, the country of Nigeria really doesn't exist. You go to Nigeria, it don't exist in their minds. They always talk about their tribe. Igbo, the Hausa, the Yoruba, the whatever. I can't name all them 250 goopy tribes. So he's telling you he's not claiming Nigeria. He's claiming his tribe, the
that's true.
Igbo tribe. I'm an
And
Igbo king. He's not
mhm.
claiming Nigeria.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Joe.
that's a problem. But a good example what I'll
Yeah.
give, let's say for you, if you move from the States and you found a girl in South Africa and she's from a certain kingdom, because I don't know if the picture that explains down here if he's married in South Africa or he came with
I
this
won't.
Igbo.
I'm not going. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
You're
going.
gonna try to
I'm
become
not.
king
Because
later.
I read. I would read the room, Joby. I'm not going to try to become a king nowhere that I'm not from. So I also know the people in that area are not educated, be angry, the ignorance. So I wouldn't claim to be nobody's king. So I would either marry my Kenyan wife,
Mm-hmm.
my South African wife,
Mm-hmm.
or my Tanzanian wife. No, we're both Africans, so I'm not going. So I would just, just meld into the culture. I wouldn't try to be. I'm king over you because I know that's going to cause resentment because I'm a foreigner. I'm
I
not
get
going
it.
to do that.
I
They're
get
going to be
it.
upset with me, so I'm not going to come and Kenya said, my wife is a Kamba or a Lu. I'm now king of the Lus in Kenya. You know he speak the language, motherfucker. I know I'm the king. I'm not
I
gonna
get
do that.
I get it. But still, these people need to have the same rage for Israelites, for the Israeli
Of
people,
course, of
and
course,
the
of course. But see,
white
but
people
see,
ignorate them.
but see, of course, but this what you see. You know that they know that Africans have no power. They know white people have no power, so they're not gonna do that about white people. They're gonna cry, but they're not gonna have this kind of rage. They're gonna do this against other Africans because there are no Africans with any power. So they know they can do that with Africans because Africans, this Igbo man has no power. He's from Nigeria. They have no power. So, and these other people from African countries who have no power on the global stage. Africans are seen as jokes, powerless, and enslaved people. So that's why so you always go after the people with the less power. That just happens in nature. So that's why you're not screaming out about, oh, the Israelis come and put a fence around us. They just look at the fence. Look, there's a fence here. It's electric pipe. We can't even touch it. We can't go near it. And blah, blah, blah. But they're not going to raise no stink
Mm-hmm.
because those people got power to put pain on your ass. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why you see that.
I do agree, and I do hope, and that's why I have my topic literally also as the underestimation of Africans and their capabilities, because there's
True.
that underestimation of, and the underestimation comes number one from the numbers, which they've been trying to wipe us out in different ways. I was looking at a
Hmm.
certain image yesterday, which was showing the evolution of war, and if you look at where we started from to literally where we are, where they've come with the from the guns to the
Hmm.
VSCCIL is now we have the central bank digitalization,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
it, again, yes, there's that's where we've been so powerless for so long. Yes, it's still there
True.
because of the puppets specifically. I'm gonna be very
True.
with my words. This happens because the puppets, again, going back to the system of education, they have refused to
Of
teach
course.
people the truth, to understand who the enemy is. Because for me, what I'm looking at here and understanding the white man's behavior, South Africans have adapted the white man's range, literally.
Of course.
I can just go against any African because fuck these Negroes and pardon my words, but
Of
yeah,
course, that's true. Of course, because understand the South Africans feel a it's yeah. So the Africans, South Africans feel a superiority to other Africans because their countries developed. They said, and so they feel a superiority, Joe, with other African nations who've never. They always say other African nations have never developed. So they feel a. It's false because they don't control nothing in South Africa. But I'm just telling you what they feel. They
true.
feel a superiority to other Africans because their country is developed and yours
Mm-hmm.
is not.
You
That's what they feel.
develop, but you can't even eat a day. God damn it! Like
And I'm just saying what they feel, Joe. I'm just saying what they feel.
that's what I'll tell them on a face. Like if I go, because I've been seeing they've been talking crazy to
I'm gonna go.
Kenyans, Africans from the
Okay.
airport. You don't even feel welcome from the airport itself. They're talking crazy to you. You can
Mm-hmm.
brag to me about your country being developed, yet you are working as a slave to even make that sure that country
True.
was
They
developed.
that's true. They live in a lot of shit. I'm
And
just telling you. I'm just telling you how they feel.
So I'm saying literally the underestimation of Africans. I feel like it's coming to an end. And one of the person or one of the countries that have set a good example that we've been underestimated for so long, and we can change this. Ibrahim Traore. We have
True.
the Asim Goita and the other one. I always forget his name, but the three president from the Halan.
Tiani.
Yep, Tiani, exactly. These are the three presidents who have stood up and showed that for so long we've been underestimated, being shown, being told we can't do
True.
this and this and this and this. Kenya, I believe, should be next, and maybe from there, the rest of the countries, if they
True.
don't follow suit, because again, this election that we're going to be having as a country is going to determine a lot about this country as Kenyans. And I bet this should happen for the rest of the nations to understand it's time for revolution, not time for voting. Not there's no longer we're not
True.
gonna do the voting thing. We need revolution. We can't be having the same balloon stomach people coming back and feeding their stomachs every
Joey
single
sound like
time.
Joey sound like Dr. Mumby. Dr. Mummy's page show up in my damn feed on TikTok all the time. It's time for revolution.
Mm,
It's time. It's time for revolution.
it's not time for voting.
Yeah,
We
she's
can
a, I like her last post. Her last post she shows. Do you know all the richest people in Africa are white people? Like you said, we never got free. We never got independence. Of course not. The majority of rich people in Africa are white people. They're
mm-hmm,
not Africans. They're white. That means they're
mm-hmm.
still not the wealth.
And even the wrong and worst part of it is even now, even what we have on the screen, having a white man talking as a South African, yet we
Of
know
course.
he's part of the reason why South Africans are actually
Of
going through what
course.
they are going to be feeling
Of
this.
course.
The fact that you've allowed these people to be talking like they are born and raised in this country, calling themselves indigenous, the way we
Well,
have in so many videos, the indigenous
you get
people of South
hold on, Joby. You got it in Kenya too.
like
Hold on.
you said yesterday, there's something you said yesterday very clearly, right? South Africans have lived with these people for so long, like you
True.
guys, the Black
True.
Americans, to understand
True.
what they're dealing with. In
Uh,
Kenya, yes,
uh,
I'm not gonna lie. I've lived in Karen, I've lived in Lavington. There's one of my aunties used to live in Lavington, and I used to go there every
mm,
time. As a matter of fact, she was working for a white person, but still never gave a shit personally because she was working for a white person. But I knew I'm in a white neighborhood, rich white neighborhood. Let me be very specific.
of
Karen, the
course.
same thing. When you go to Karen, we have literally a lot of white people living there. And if you go to most of these rich estates in African countries, it's white people who are dominating those places,
Exactly. So I'm
you
glad
know?
glad you understands exactly. You go to Zimbabwe, exactly same thing. Zimbabwe, Zambia, same thing. Tanzania, same thing. So what we're saying is, Joby, yeah, they do the same thing there. Like I said, it's a British, is a white guy in Kenya. I just want to tell. I seen last year on a Kenyan station talking about, right? We stole the land and we're not going to give it back, and we're now Kenyans. So you got all white people. It's like that lady came with Iriton to the studio. That white lady says she's a Kenyan. She didn't say she's British. She's British by blood. She was born in Kenya. She says she's Kenyan.
I'm on the
So
ground. She was just yapping out because she has, sorry to say, friends like you, what don't want to lie to her, give her this,
true, I
greeting
agree with you, I
up
agree with you, Joe.
and all
Yes.
that. But I'm on the ground. I report things I see, and I show you guys
Okay.
literally. And the anger that people, and especially Kenyans right now, have, they don't give a shit whether you're a foreigner or not. You're getting kicked. You're getting your ass kicked. You remember during the demonstration, I showed you a couple of videos. Kenyans literally,
Mm,
nobody could rob Mzungu normally no matter what, because you respect the foreigners, like it's a foreigner. But
mm,
now today,
mm.
this generation, they don't give a shit whether you're a
Right.
Kenyan,
That's cool.
whether you are a visitor. You're getting your laptop stolen, you're getting your iPhone stolen, the smartwatch. Bring me that, give me that gold, because it belongs to me at the end of the day. That's just the truth. You took it
Yeah.
from me. You and your people. Yeah. So maybe yes, for long that has been happening, but I'm saying that underestimation that has been going on for so long, and the
True.
generation we have today, it's totally different. We have a generation, understand, we're coming from a generation of people who mostly didn't even attend classes. People like my
Of course.
grandmother, my grandfather, even some of my aunties and uncles, some of them didn't go to school. Number one, because school fees was expensive, just like it is
Of,
even today, even
like
worse.
I said, of course.
And again, most of the, if you look at it, especially women were being told you're not supposed to be going to school because
Hmm.
your work is to bring the dowry. You're supposed to just get in that puberty level and get married to an old guy, and the dowry is given to your folks, and that's it. Literally, that is why you could see in African countries, actually, or families, if you follow up, if a family had many girls, it was like a celebration. It's considered like a big
Of
blessing,
course,
having
because they thought they gonna get rich off the girls' backs. Exactly.
that. Exactly.
How many diaries do I have here? Ooh.
So these South Africans they're jokers.
My
Good.
problem
Let's
with
see.
my
Good.
Igbo brothers is, why do you want to dominate the place? Why? Why? Why do you want to be called a king in a particular place that is not your land? Why?
That's what I
You
said.
never see a Yoruba man, you never see an Hausa man, you never see what's it called? People from the Niger Delta going to a foreign country
You're
or a
right.
foreign land.
Pause. I think that also. I think it's another Igbo dude. When Joby showed, I think that was an Igbo tribe guy in Ghana doing that too. And the Ghanaians were going. I think that was another Igbo motherfucker from Nigeria when they was in Ghana. And the Ghana's like, nah. Well, Joby go show that again. I think he was Igbo tribe too. Up in Ghana doing that shit. I'm the king of Ghana. But go ahead, Joe.
I'll check
You
it.
want to go and claim to be a king there. You never see that, but always are our Igbo brothers. Why?
No, exactly.
Why
Don't
don't you
do that.
just enjoy the resources and the benefit that you enjoy in that country and just chill?
Exactly.
But no, you want to go there and take over. You had the same issue in Ghana. You had the same issue
Exactly.
in South Africa.
I know it was in Ghana. I knew that was Joe. I knew that was Ghana. Joey showed it. I said, yeah, that's Ghana. That's a Igbo motherfucker. That's Ghana. I knew it. Go ahead, Joe.
Why? Our Igbo brothers, why? You have to evaluate yourself and start telling yourself that you are the problem. If everyone is pointing hand at you, you are the problem. So fix yourself. Fix yourself.
Nigerians, I hope you people can see that it is not every single place where your culture must be accepted.
Well, if I talk about Nigerians here, I do have a problem with them with that. Coming to a place and forgetting you're welcomed here. I do have a problem with. Leave alone South Africans also. They're allowed to react how they reacted. It's their country and all that. But Nigerians also have that problem. That is something I've said myself too. Literally, they love feeling like so you're a Kenyan. You're not gonna treat me like I'm an Igbo from Nigeria. Do you come from a mansion or you come from the sewer line? That's the questions you need to start asking. Do you come from the dusty places where there's not even a single tree, or do you come from the river? Which source again? Because you're running away from your country because it has nothing to offer, coming to a place where there's something to be offered, and yet you don't even know how to live with people. You don't know how to
Yeah.
stay with people.
Yeah, that
Beating
we
up.
got, but you can't say it's not. Is that told you got to go by the tribe? Is that the Igbo tribe, Yoruba? Because those are Igbos doing that shit. Not so I can't call them just Nigerians. They're being distinguished from tribe. So I don't know.
We shall
So
classify them all because they are Nigerian.
I hope people can see. I heard that when I heard that someone who was crowned Igbo king in Eastern Cape, in East London, South Africa, I knew very well it was going to bring problems.
of course
To
it
have
was.
someone who is considered a king in a community where there is a king, especially in South Africa, especially it has something to do with a Nigerian, I know that problem must occur. I never did. I never, honestly, I never wanted to talk about this thing because I
That's
never
why
wanted to increase the thing.
that's why they want you Nigerians out there. Everywhere you go, they want you out. They want you out. Everywhere you go, they want you. They want you motherfuckers out. It's over the. I don't know. We don't because everybody don't know your goofy tribes. Okay, in Africa, we don't know who tried it. It's called like Joey said. It's called you Nigerians. Everywhere you go, they want you out.
Yep.
You go-
So this is how they burnt vehicles, they burnt buildings. Now this is even more crazy. Like you could have just demonstrated instead of going burning down vehicles, buildings, leading to damages of people who are not even kings. You should go burn down that kingdom that is taken over or something. If you really mean justice, you should go to where the coronation happened. But going to burn people's businesses who are not even part of this, it's crazy.
And is basically, well, you can see, Stephen, there are the visuals.
Not revolution. If you are doing this maybe to call out the Iranians, Israel, cool. But because of a Nigerian, it's crazy.
A number of taxis, well, seems like there are some of them, not just taxis, but private-owned businesses burning up in flames. Now, this is where they had actually told us to turn back or to switch off the cameras.
And Sipa, I mean, to set a car alight like that's actually quite a hard thing to do. They're designed not to catch a light like this. So this is quite extreme, what we're seeing here.
Very extreme, very, very extreme. They should have the same behavior, the same energy for Iranians. Because look at how they're
Why are some of you South Africans so wicked?
very wicked.
Why are some of you so heartless? Why are you so cold-hearted and evil? When would this your xenophobic attitude end? What kind of hatred makes you haunt your own people like this? Because right now, groups of South Africans are moving shop to shop, targeting other Africans.
Remember, sadly, South Africans have been colonized so bad they don't see the other Africans as their own people, even though they are genetically they're the same people. That's what's so. But through their colonial lens, same way you got right now with the CIA and this fake FBA movement in America. You got a lot of these, and understand this is, you see a lot of these FBA morons online. Remember, this is a small fringe minority. It's fringe, guys. But CIA has blown it all up, showing that all these pretendians and FBAs that they're against other African people. They blow white people take that and blow it up because it's fringe. Not big like it is in South Africa. You can see here the South Africans, because most Black Americans don't agree with this FBA shit at all. You go out, if I go out on the street and ask any regular Black, hey man, you know what FBA is? What's that? Is that that's the name of a basketball league? Right now. So, but they've blown that up in America to be almost like South Africa, the same xenophobia. And so, but sadly, the South Africans have been trained by their white people. Remember, they said they're white. They said the white people are their brothers. The white people are their brothers. Those are our brothers, not other African people. I've seen it with my own eyes. I told I can't do the goofy South African accent as good as Joe, but I don't know. Those are our brothers. So anyway, I'm telling you, when last time I was in South Africa, I was in when I was in Cape Town, I was eating. I couldn't come in to eat. I was like, what? It just blew my mind. See, remember, they're so indoctrinated. They're so fucked up in their head. And so, of course, I was about to go off, but I'm a foreigner, because the Black in me is like, what? What are you talking? I'm in Africa. I can't come into a restaurant in Africa, and I'm African. And all these white people up in here, You know me, I don't got a filter. I was about to go crazy. Look, only white people sitting up in the eating, and they're in Africa. I'm in Africa. I'm treated like shit. And so that's when that white lady said, "Hey, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy." The motherfucker told me, "Don't be that guy. Don't be the black guy that goes crazy when this is how it's gonna be. You niggas, you stay out." Because he seen that white lady seen the rage in my fucking eyes, the rage I'm feeling that coming out, the rage I had. I had pure motherfucking unadulterated rage, right? And all the other black people, of course, they're the slaves. They're the ones like Joby said, they're the slaves. They're the ones being out there. All the waitresses were black and waiters were black, serving these white people. So unadulterated, so you know their minds are fucked up. And today, this is like 10 years ago, so their minds are still fucked up. They're in their own country serving white people who won't even allow them to eat in the restaurant where they're even working in. And my rage was so. I said, "Nah, I gotta go. I'm not in America. They'll lock my black ass up." I said, this ain't my country. Let me be quiet. Oh man, I never felt so much rage. I felt rage and disgust and sadness. These South Africans are fucked up. I think I despise their ass. You South Africans are fucked up in the head. You're weak and sorry. Tell me about your fighting. I was going to tell me about the history of fighting a white man. Listen, spare me your history of fighting a white man shit on TikTok. Because when I went to your country, I seen you on your knees with the white man's penis in your mouth, right? I couldn't go up in this restaurant because I was black, and everybody in this serving with no white waitresses and waiters. They're all black, and everybody sitting in there was white. Tell me I'm lying. I'm sure it's still the same way today. Same way today. I know this. So I heard people tell stories. I'm not the one that's got that story. Everybody's told that same story. If you're black, going in certain parts of South Africa, where black people are the slave, but you're a slave. Serving white people, you ain't did nothing about it. You ain't stopped it. And making sure you got a black president and ain't stopped the shit. You talking about who rules you guys. So Joe was right. You ain't going to that white restaurant. You're knocking out all these black people in their stores, but you ain't went to none of these white restaurants which exist today. I know that. I'm gonna have Joey look it up on TikTok because I know they happened today. You ain't done shit about that. You ain't did nothing.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Joe.
To shut down their businesses, demanding documents. And even when those documents are presented to them, they are still beaten, whipped with canes, chased with machetes. Let that sink. Africans attacking Africans, not criminals, not invaders, people trying to survive, running small businesses. So what exactly is the crime here? Is it working, existing, being from another African country? Some of you are doing too much. This is not patriotism. This is straight up xenophobia. Let's call it what it is. Because if your anger is only directed at other Africans trying to earn a living,
it's the hatred. Because it's self-hate. They hate themselves and hate other Africans. It's more than xenophobic. Self-hate. Yeah. Good.
You'd rather beat me to death, but I'm beating the shit out of you. I swear, I'm not standing there watching you beat the shit out of me. And you've already taken my money. You've already taken my money, and you're beating me like a baby. Nah, you'd rather beat me to death. Exactly.
Then this is not about unemployment. It's not about the economy. It's about choosing the easiest target and calling it justice. And the real question,
the easiest target.
Government, what exactly is being done to protect other Africans?
They gotta do that because remember, those are their voters. They gotta turn their face like they're not seeing that. Because remember, South African government is weak. It's sorry. So they gotta turn their backs because those are the people that vote for them. Go ahead, Joey. Not the foreigners.
It's crazy.
Happening without any consequences. Because let's be honest, this level of hostility towards fellow Africans is not strength.
We need to practice it. Trust me, I see a South African, it's gonna be very bad because we need to practice it. If this is how you're gonna be treating other Africans in your own country, bet sure any country you visit is not gonna be nice and easy for you. You're not gonna come here and enjoy nothing.
They don't go nowhere. They just told they told you we don't go to South Africa. So we don't go to your fucked up. I'm telling what they say, Joe. We don't get mad. I'm telling what the I'm South African. This is what they say. We don't go to your undeveloped ass African countries. Your countries don't have anything. Your countries are underdeveloped. Why would we go to your countries? We don't. You don't see a bunch of us in your countries. Your countries all stuck. They can't. They don't got jobs for you. So why would we go there?
If your country is so developed, why are you so bitter if it has so much to offer?
I'm just telling what they say.
No, man, I'm talking actually to them, to South Africa. Always gonna be catching this and listening to this. If your country is so developed, why are you bitter about other Africans coming to your country? They're not coming to stay there for free, not even begging you for shit. They can afford the lifestyle there. They are paying taxes. Why are you bitter? Why does it bother you so much? Because trust you me, and I hope it happens, and I'll be part of the people to practice it. Bring your ass here. Let's meet in town and bring that bullshit of xenophobic behavior in this country. It's not gonna be nice for you. It's not gonna be easy for you. And I'm talking from an individual point of view. Because that underestimation and underestimation of Africans and their capabilities to the point where we've started underestimating each other, it's not going to be easy for you, South Africans. It's not going to be easy. You better stick your ass there in your developed country, okay?
That's what they told you. That's what they told. They said they told you. The South Africa told you where you see us at in these other African countries. I'm just saying. Let me be the narrative. What they say on the street. They say, where have you seen us in any of their countries? They're not developed. We don't go there. They don't got. That's why they're here. They don't have no jobs for them. There are no jobs for them. So why would we go to their countries? We don't have any jobs for us. We don't see South Africans in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Uganda, in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in Tanzania. You don't see us there because they have no jobs for their own people. So why would we go to their countries? They're always coming here to take what we have. So why would we don't go to any of their countries? You don't see us in Angola, Congo, Brazzaville, or DRC, Congo, or Rwanda. You don't see us in none of their countries. So why?
That's your problem if you don't have money to travel, if you like staying in one place.
We're not talking about the travel. Travel is good. We're not talking about travel. People travel and stay. We can go travel your country, but we don't stay. We don't stay in your country.
And only mentally locked people don't like exploring other places. Trust me. Only mentally locked people, and because you think
they didn't say, well, of course they ain't got no money to travel. They said, we're not going to travel. We like to travel, but we come back to South Africa. We're not going to your country to stay there. We travel and come back. You people come to South Africa and you stay. You're not here to travel. You're staying in our country.
If your country is so developed and you don't like traveling in other countries, why can't you go to Orania, which is part of your own country? Why don't you go to Orania?
You know what? We can't go to Irania. We go there as the slaves. We can't go there because
people are calling you people very goddamn lazy, and they own acres of land. Having you working as slaves for them, we're gonna use the right terms, slaves for them, being paid breadcrumbs, and you have the audacity to go back and brag to your friends, I'm working for a white man. You should be ashamed. Be very ashamed of yourself. Very ashamed. You know what even is funny? Our so-called developed and developed countries are the most accommodative. Kenya being one of them. You know how many people from other countries we have here, and the opportunity. I'm talking to South Africans. I'm talking to South Africans, and they better get this.
Actually, they wouldn't know that, Joe, because they're not educated like to know what you know. Go ahead.
It's not gonna be easy for you. I'm telling you, as a Kenyan, it's not gonna be easy for you coming here with this behavior. This Oh my God. This is peace. I get pissed off every time I'm talking about South Africa because their behavior is so out of control.
But I got my Anna piano, Jopie. You watch yourself.
We're also making them a piano. We might also abandon that goddamn music. Please. Please. We'll also make our own goddamn piano. Well, yeah, me messed up in the head. This is
and show a same frustration and say one word that put South Africans first, that South African life matter, that South African must.
Kenyans' lives have not been put first, but we're still accepting Tanzanians, Ugandans, Zimbabweans, Congolese. We still, and they are joining
Everybody.
us because they understand. We are starting to understand, and even despite knowing, we have the same leadership. We're facing
Of
the
course.
same issues of leadership. This is nothing
Of
to do
course.
with me as an individual, me coming to your country and
Of
finding or
course.
being able to live in your country and opening up a business. Put South Africans first. You've put Amapiano first, God damn it, and the white people. That's what you need to start talk about. That the reason why you don't have even job opportunities because you've put white people first than your own selves. It's nothing to
True.
do with Africans from other countries.
Benefits as much as they're supposed to benefit. Foreign nationals must benefit according to what they're given.
When we are here, we don't want foreigners to be trading illegally on the pavements because bylaws are not enforced in this country. So they should respect us. When we talk about illegality and illegal foreigners trading in our spaces, they should respect that. They must know that when we're there, they must move. It looks like South Africans are awoken now. They can see that.
Awoken nowhere. Awoken. You are sleeping. You're even more dumb, according to what I can see. You don't even understand the problems that are. Oh my God. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna really calm down. But yeah, we're talking about the white only restaurants. You tell me to pull that.
Yeah. Put up. Yeah, exactly. Say white only restaurants in South Africa. Exactly.
Right.
I came to this restaurant to get something for me and my son
See?
to eat.
See?
I walked in. The lady was like, "It's gonna be a minute," and just walked off. No hi, nothing like that. It's gonna be a minute. She walked
And you
off.
tell
I'm
she,
like,
I don't
okay.
think I don't think she's South African either. Go ahead.
The next 2 minutes, 2 white people came in.
And they got.
Faut dire que je prends le peuple sénégalais comme
the question, oh, why can't a black person come here? It's not the right question. It's more.
That's Irene again.
These people believe they are Africans.
If you were to come here, I don't think you would fit in.
Yeah, I'm not seeing many videos about the white restaurant.
Say this. Black people go to restaurant in Cape Town and get denied service. And TikTok, you got to be almost perfect to write some shit. See, YouTube, you can just put up and it pops up. TikTok got like almost perfect the way they put their video in some shit. Say black people get denied interest in restaurant in South in Cape Town. I was in Cape Town then.
This is Orania again.
So I came to this restaurant.
I just got back from a trip to South Africa, and here's some of the things I noticed about racism. I was in Cape Town on safari for another chunk. The very first night when we flew into Cape Town, we got to dinner at a restaurant where 99% of people dining there were white, except for like 4 people, including myself. Every single one of the servers were black. That was such a stark contrast to what I'm used to.
Exactly. It blows your fucking, I'm getting angry. It blows your motherfucking mind. You're like, what? And this is so don't tell me about your fighting your wars, you goofy South Africans. Because this Chinese lady said the same thing I saw.
Yep.
So I know I'm not crazy. When everybody in there black was serving. And you serving work, you are slaves in your own country, and that's what you are. You won't say nothing. Like Joe said, why did you went to these restaurants? So I'm sure this is recent. So I know this still happened. This is recent. This Chinese lady. That's why she couldn't see it because she's an American, obviously. Like, what am I looking at here? That's why. That's how it shocked my mind. Like, what?
This is 2025 December, literally.
See, hers is that's last couple months ago. See, so. Mine, see, she could go because she's an Asian. They let her in. I'm black. Told me no. Don't be that guy. Don't be what guy?
Mix of races when you have
Good, good.
servers, and you also see a
Mm.
mix of races when you see people dining in restaurants. You hardly see Black people intermingling with white people. I did not see a single Black and white couple during my entire time. In the US, you're like generally seeing a ton of interracial couples, but like in South Africa, just don't see that. That's maybe the norm in the
Because
rest
it's
of the
pushed in
world.
America.
I guess I expected a country that had gone through apartheid, that has Black people, white people, other races to be more progressive. I'm curious what you think. You agree
No,
if you
because
disagree.
I understand white people what they did. We show these other races in South Africa because they brought in all these buffer classes, the Indians, the Asians, all these other people to sit over top of it. Everybody still got the African on the bottom in South Africa. So this is what they do. They bring in other buffer races. Well, you got Indonesians in South Africa, you got Chinese there, you got the Indian there, and all of them are over the African. Same shit they were doing in Kenya. Same shit they were doing in Uganda. Luckily, Uganda and Kenya put a little bit of a halt to that shit, especially with Idi Amin and also even with Jomo. Like, whoa, 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 fuck that. But we doing it now. See the Chinese and everybody else coming now. That's what you see happening. It's to keep African people on the bottom as the slave class. That's what you see happening right now. And see, but like you said, you got to be conscious. Like Joe said, you got to be educated to know what you're looking at. So when I'm there, I know what I'm looking at. Got a lot of buffer race motherfuckers up in here. Okay, let's look at. So the buffer race are all sitting down eating good, and all the niggas are the slaves, serving them, getting poor wages, getting paid little nothing, getting talked to crazy. And then I keep, a lot of times in the country, I talk a lot, but I'm in the country, I keep my mouth shut and I just look. And I'm looking. Then when I got there, I thought they were gonna say, "Yes, sir." How many seats? I was about to say one. Okay, we sit you over. They said, "Nah, nah, nah, no what?"
Goddamn.
I'm like, what? Good.
I'm not even interested to even meet a South African if this is what they are acting like.
No, we still going because you got to see it up close. When I get to Kenya, the whole staff we're going to South Africa. We're gonna see it up close and personal.
We shall go, but I'm saying I can't have a one-on-one conversation with them if this is the mindset of the majority. When you land there, they're looking at you like you're a threat in their lives, like they want you to go so bad. You're not even welcoming. Even you don't like guests. Africans, we like guests. But no,
Exactly.
you
Exactly. They're
people.
not gonna. Well, they're not gonna know you're South African until you open your mouth. Hear your accent.
Now I want to talk Kenyan so they can tell me I'm Kenyan.
Another thing I noticed, I'm Asian, obviously, and my boyfriend is white.
Exactly.
Saw one Asian white couple the entire trip. They were on our safari and they were also American. I live in Atlanta. The majority of the city is Black. Does not feel like, to me at least, this stark contrast between Black people and white people.
because Black people are not naturally racist. So you being Chinese in Atlanta, they still gonna accept your ass. Because Black people globally are not racist. That's not our nature. So we'll still let you be all right. We're not gonna say you Chinese motherfucker, you can't come up in here. Right?
And other races. Correct me if I'm wrong if you see otherwise. Such an interesting thing to observe.
An independent Cape will have the exact same immigration policies.
The independent Cape. They said this is the white people told they want to create not just remember Orania is in the Cape. It's in the northern Cape though. They want to take all that part of the Cape and make it white. We're going to be independent from the rest of the South. We want to steal the rest of this part of Africa. I told you, it's always about them stealing. They get in it so they can steal more land. They call themselves independent. Take your ass back to Europe. And then we'll go back. They know Europe is fucked up. They know the end of Europe is coming. Europe has no resources. The land is fucked up. Can't really grow good food. Well, they hate black people. Why don't they ever just go back to Europe?
Exactly.
Why don't they just go back to Europe? Go ahead, Joker.
Democracy around the world. We will allow anyone to become a citizen of the Cape of Good Hope if they have, if they don't have a criminal record, if they have skills that they can.
This thing trying to make a white only country in the southern part of Africa.
There's not
And
going
this
to be
why
any
and let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. That has nothing to do with the South Africans. The other Africans are not going to allow it ever again. So they will be invaded by Botswana, especially Angola. Angola's never going to allow this again. So you will be invaded, and the white people will be wiped out. They're not going to ever allow to have a white-only country where they can do military. Because for them, it always comes to military, and then start killing, unaliving the people around them. Every time with these savages. That's what always leads to. So you never allow them to reconstitute nowhere in your lands where they can get strong enough to now start waging war against you. That's a no-no. Because that's Israel right there. That's a no-no, African people. Better learn this lesson. You never allow that ever again. Because at the end of the day, these people always go back to stealing, robbing, and killing, taking. So if they have to create their own country, they'll reconstitute, start building a military, and start fucking you up.
This is crazy. They just went they went on a butchery owned by another African and looted meat.
Wow. Sure. Oh, show it. You gonna show it? That's good.
Yeah, I'll show it. I'm just sitting there right now.
Border in which some people are allowed, other people aren't. Just like any country around the world.
Just like any country.
Every country around the world needs to have borders which ensure that the
they need that border. So the resources all these resources, the diamonds and everything over there, and the gold and the stuff, that's gonna be us white people. That's gonna be our shit. We're gonna put borders, and that's gonna make us wealthy, and these niggas are gonna be poor because they're stupid all the time. Why don't you South Africans fighting what Joby just showed you there? This is happening now on the ground now. With the cats with the hats. Cats with the hats are behind this shit right here that Joe be showing. They're already putting up fences on you goofy niggas. Why you ain't fighting them?
Exactly. They need to tell us. They need to tell us and explain to us why.
Because they're scared of the white masters. That's why.
By illegal immigrants. So how do we deal with that issue? Well, it's very simple.
How do you deal with Africans being illegal immigrants in their own countries? So they build borders, and now you goofy black South Africans, you're immigrants in the other part of your own country.
Influx of people from other parts of South Africa.
This is crazy, but this is them. This is the video I'm seeing right now. They have looted meat.
Wow. They destroy somebody. Look at this. Still, they destroy somebody, but this is sad.
Xenophobic mob.
This is thousands of dollars that you stole from this person. This is crazy. Where's the government at? Where are the police? Because this is wide open. So I would tell you, Africans, don't go down South Africa, build no business, because the police support this shit, because this is wide and open. You gotta just make a call. Where are the police at?
It's crazy. This is super, super crazy. But as we move away from that, I don't want to talk about South Africans anymore. They're getting like really making me super, super mad. It's super crazy. We have
this right here is making me mad because you just destroyed this person's livelihood, and this is crazy.
On this other end, we're talking about still, as we talk about also South Africans and their lands being given away. Ruto is busy not only giving land to the Israelites, but also giving land to the Chinese and US, literally for them to mine the newly discovered rare earth mineral, that is the Nobium. I'm going to share a couple of videos on that as I find the article.
Of course. Question, why can't Africans mine their own shit and get all the money from their own shit? Why is it always got to be somebody else come in and mine for you, where you get, like Joe said, you get the peanuts and they get all the majority of the profit? But This over and over. This is crazy. Go ahead.
They're saying that Kenya has launched a high-value tender for global investors to develop niobium and
Investors
rare
again.
earth deposits at Mirima Hills, valued at $62.4 billion. Both the US and China have shown interest in Mirima Hill, reflecting wider geopolitical competition over critical mineral supply chains. Recent surveys identified key minerals like niobium, Tyrium, if I'm pronouncing it
So
correctly.
understand. So these are the minerals that create weapons. They create all kind of military garb that the world needs, and you only find in Africa. So the Africans, if they wasn't retarded, they say no. What you can do, we don't need investors. You need this. Okay, you want it, you need it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in, you're gonna teach our people. We're gonna let you have it, right? It's gonna be to our benefit, not to yours. That'd be crazy, because it's ours. And you need it. So don't need any other crazy, goofy investor talk. Shit. No. That's what we're gonna do. You're gonna come build a plant here. We're not gonna dig it and ship it out of Kenya. You're gonna build a plant here where we're gonna create the rare earth minerals here. We'll ship the finished product to you at a certain price, and also the technology to do it will be given to the Kenyan people. So the companies will be owned by Kenyans, and you can buy the finished product. That's the deal. So I don't need no investment, because you need it. What you're gonna do? You're gonna come build a plant. And we're going to refine it here. We're going to dig and refine it here, since you got Africans for cheap labor. That's why you also want the cheap labor of Africans, paying them little nothing. And that's okay, because the technology is going to be given to the African. So that means we're going to own the company and the technology. So when we, refine this rare earth mineral that you need, you can buy it from us already refined. So, okay, we're going to then, so means we own the technology, we're own the company, and you'll pay for what you want here. Now, you don't need no fucking investors talking about all this kooky ass investor talk they've been giving Africans when I own everything. I don't need you invest in shit. You want it, this is what you're going to do. If you don't do it, then get the fuck out. That's how Africans got to start doing, how everybody does negotiation. Africans, only ones negotiating, end up still broke. Don't make any sense. Everybody ends up still taking your shit, making millions, and you the one still broke. This is the negotiation here. You want it? We got it. Okay. You're gonna come in. We're gonna mine it, because you want Africans to mine, be in poverty. So you got the problem of us mining the shit. Okay, we're gonna mine it. But the refinery plant will be built on site. It will be shipped nowhere. And so the technology to refine it, you're going to do it. You're going to give it to Africans. They're going to be working for more money than the guys down in the pit mining the shit. Okay? We're going to be the ones refining it. You're going to teach that technology. And then the finished product, we will sell to you. That's the only investing we're doing. If you don't like it, goodbye. See, that's when they want to get mortgage. That's when you got to get a real leader in there actually cares about African people, because that's the only deal you would make. That's the only deal you would make, because it has to benefit you. All these fake investment shit never benefits you. It's silly talk.
Exactly.
So
this is what is happening. So let me share
this is Kwale County. Hapa ni Lungalunga constituency. I'm just a few kilometers from the border with Tanzania. Now this hill has a rare mineral called niobium. The niobium deposits that are on this hill are worth about 8.7 trillion Kenya shillings. Remember, niobium is used to make high-tech electronic equipment. It is used to strengthen steel. It is used to make a highly magnetic material. It is everything a very rare earth mineral. There are very many places in Kenya where our minerals are being mined and taken abroad without a benefit to the local communities.
Exactly.
A good example is Turkwell, where there is oil. very little benefit to the local communities as compared to what is mined and taken abroad. Once a corrupt official has been told 5% yako,
Exactly.
95% yangu, they are very happy.
Imagine exactly they get 5%, then the rest of the people who are making the collaboration deals get 95%. Like what type of who does business like that?
That's what I just told you. Yeah, I just said that. Who does business like that? Only the African. Only the African, Joby.
Even if you didn't go to school, you can't be that miscalculated when it comes to money. You can't be that of a stupid person. You don't know that this is supposed to be more beneficial to you, and you are actually the producer.
Exactly. That was. But Joby, let me upset you. That's what's been happening in Africa.
Let all your natural resources
Ruto must go one time.
go. 8.7 trillion can actually fund our budget for 3 or 4 years without the need for taxes.
Imagine.
Wizi bila kazi.
Imagine.
What would you do if one hill in your country was worth more than your entire national budget? Sounds unbelievable, but that's the reality of Mrima Hill in Kwale, Kenya. Beneath this silent forest lies 48 million tons of rare earth minerals, the same minerals used in missile systems, electric cars, microchips, and space tech.
Well, I guess that's the end of that video.
The United States, China, and Australia all want a piece of it. In fact, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to visit Kenya specifically to discuss mining and processing deals connected to Mrima Hill. But here's the part they don't talk about. Mrima Hill is a sacred kaya forest, protected by the Digo people for generations. So the question is simple. Does Kenya take the money and reshape its economy? Or does it preserve its heritage and identity? The world is negotiating. The hill is silent. But everything is at stake.
Exactly right, Jibba Jabba. Do what I tell you to do, get the fuck out. Exactly right. Do it my way or get out. Exactly, Jibba. But the Africans are always, these African men are weak. They're cowards. So they're always scared that maybe they might put a war on us. They might hurt us. They worship these white people. They're scared of them. We see in South Africa, they're scared to death of other men. And we're gonna be saying we're gonna tell the truth. The African man is scared of all other men, Indian men, Asian men, white men. So that's why everything is stolen out of Africa today. The African man is a coward of every other man, and they know that. All these other men, they know that too. That's what they talk. They know this. It's not me just being hyperbolic and saying this. That's why, like we said, these deals. Well, none of these deals ever make sense because of their cowardice. Like, who's gonna make these goopy deals? Unless you're some kind of like fucked up, like you retarded. That's why Africa stays poor. Well, I got my 3% of the deal. What? Go ahead, Jeff.
Let me continue this.
The greatest danger isn't invasion. It's silence while others take what's ours. In Kenya's Mrima Hills lies one of the world's richest deposits of rare earth minerals, the same ones used in smartphones, wind turbines, and electric cars. Now, global powers are paying attention. But this story isn't just about what's underground.
I told you, it wasn't just Congo. You're going to find all this shit's all over Africa. It's not just Kenya. I'll tell you, it's not just the Congo. You're going to find this shit's in Nigeria. You're going to find this shit's in Ghana. You're going to find this shit's, of course, in Kenya, Tanzania. You're going to find these minerals all over Africa. Go ahead, Joe.
Lose everything above it. The Digo community has lived around Mrima Hills for generations, in villages like Mirima, Mwambovu, and Zuni. For them, the forest isn't a resource, it's sacred ground. It's where their ancestors rest, where they find medicine, where life begins and ends.
They'll dig these niggas up. They'll dig these niggas up and throw them in another ditch. Fuck them. Because their ancestors lay there.
Circle and promises of wealth grow louder. One question remains, who will truly benefit? If we don't stand guard over our own resources, someone else will. As Kenyans, as Africans, we must protect what's ours, our land, our minerals, our future. Kenya's wealth should feed her people, not foreign greed or local corruption. Progress should never come at the cost of our integrity. It's time we put people before profit, because if we lose that, we lose everything. And please watch who's visiting Kenya. When world leaders come smiling for cameras, stay alert. Ask whose interests are being served and whose voices are being silenced. This is the Africa you're not sure.
At least she speaks a little bit of truth, understanding that.
She is. I'm just digging at you, Joe. I'm just taking a dig.
Yeah, but on this other end, this is not just the minerals or the rare earth minerals that are being that are about to benefit the Chinese and the US and not Kenyans or Kenya. We also have our national park, which is about to be fenced. They're saying that the government is fencing off and allocating land inside the national park. And the main reasons why, let me share a couple of videos as you see the main reasons why.
Yeah, her eyebrows do look crazy. Those are white people eyebrows, jibber jabber. The eyebrows that lady got. She got all kind of white blood mixed up in that shit.
Yes, so they're saying over 100 acres of protected upland forest that is of home to lions, rhinos, giraffes, over 500 bird species. Bulldozers are already clearing it. They're clearing the forest actually, and Ruto is doing all this.
Guys, this is urgent. Wake up and do something. Guys, Kenyans, no. Wake up and do something. They're going for the Nairobi National Park. Listen to this. The upland forest in Nairobi National Park is being destroyed. Lions, rhinos, Maasai giraffes, and 9 other endangered species that inhabit these 100 acres of the wild forest are being displaced. The destruction of the forest is due to the Kenya Wildlife Service ongoing construction for the relocation of Nairobi Animal Orphanage and associated facilities, including a large new parking lot and access road integrated with the Bomas International Convention Center. Guys, they are taking over Nairobi National Park, especially where the animals have an orphanage, to do a parking lot.
That's crazy.
To do a parking lot. You know, these are excuses when they want to take over public property.
Minerals.
There's a trend, guys. There's a trend here. Members have personally confirmed the destruction on site. We have obtained photos and videos showing that tree felling and bush clearing began on 21st of March 2026. This must be stopped immediately to prevent irreversible damage to one of the park's most sensitive habitats. They did it in Karura. They went to Karura and they were saying that they actually cleared a lot of indigenous trees in Karura because they said they were going to be constructing some residential places. I don't know if NYS or what.
They're selling the trees for the Chinese
guys,
for furniture.
They are stealing everything. Now they've gone for the Nairobi National Park. Someone needs to start a petition. Someone needs to go to court tomorrow morning. We need another person starting something for every Kenyan to sign. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
This government, oh my goodness, the level of greed. They're destroying every ecosystem, everything. They're taking everything.
Ruto must go.
Nairobi National Park, the only national park situated in an urban
in the city. Exactly. It's the only national park in the world that's in the city.
Yep.
That's what makes it such a great thing. It's the only park where you got lions and elephants in the center of Nairobi in a capital. It's amazing. That's what it's an amazing thing. There's nowhere else in the world where you should. And he's like, so what? There's trees in there. Chinese want it for furniture, and I'm gonna. Somebody they're gonna build a parking lot. You wouldn't fuck up a whole ecosystem for a parking lot. They're still in the trees to make millions of dollars for Ruto. It is insane. Its level of criminality is crazy.
Exactly. And someone said literally under that video that we need to stop ranting online and be present in these places so we can show them we really need to protect our places. Because this is going to continue. Ruto is not giving a shit about Kenyans and what happens next to this, because these people, number one, they are here to steal, sell away their countries.
That's right. You didn't know that jibber jabber that Nairobi. Sorry, Joe. Jibber jabber. You didn't know Nairobi has a national park within it? Yes, the only place that has that has lions and rhinos and giraffes. It's the only place in the world that has a national park inside the city. That's why it's amazing. That's why it's there's no place like it on the planet. It's the only place in the world that has lions and all this shit roaming around. You know, this the part of the city. But go ahead, Joe.
Ruto must go. I'm saying this guy is they do this and then they leave Kenyans suffering after
Of course.
suffering the consequences of their action. Because you're going to be here probably for 10 years, but the damage you leave because you're not going to be a president. And the next president, like they always say, he should be the one to cover the damage, but actually even makes it worse. Because if you follow up these patterns of these leaders, they have all left a certain gap that actually is depressing to citizens all over Africa, literally. And the next one picks it up, makes it even more worse, thinking that they're going to reverse this. It continues. The selling of land, mineral resources, having Chinese towns and all that, as if it's nothing. Shout out to even Kenyans addressing this. Now we have Chinese towns in Kenya, and no one is talking about. We think this is cool, that Kenya is tourists love coming here. They like our country. We need to be alerted about what is happening. We need to be very careful. Our country is being slowly taken away. We shouldn't get to South Africa point, because I'm going to be pissed too. We shouldn't attack South Africa point. We shouldn't get there. The moment we got there, we have lost power as a people. We shouldn't get there. Whatever means that's going to happen, and bet in 2027 election, we need to go crazy. We need to go crazy on this Chinatown.
I think the Kenyans are a little more smart. I think the Kenyans, sadly enough, are smarter than the I don't like to say this, are smarter than the South Africans. The Kenyans are more educated than South Africans, and they have a little bit more fight. So I would say I don't think Kenyans are going to allow it. So I think Kenyans been to both countries. I would say the Kenyans are less scared of white people than the South Africans are. And I don't think even though the Kenyans might not know the whole story of being colonized by these white people, they know enough. So they know enough. So then they're on guard. So I don't think they're going to allow themselves to be recolonized and put on the bottom again. Go ahead, Joe.
But we also have this another idiot talking.
They were laughing. Iran and also Kenya. Yeah, Ruto said, "I'm gonna put my navy." The Iranians said, "Listen here, the Iranians in Kenya, the Iranian embassy in Kenya said, we're telling you to know who your enemies are." This is what they wrote to Kenya. We're telling you to know who your historic enemies are, and it's not us. And if you go along with evading these people, Kenya, you will suffer the consequences. So I'm begging Kenyans, no, we don't want no missiles hitting Nairobi. Because you don't got no defenses. Or you goofy Africans, you've got no air defenses. Okay? If somebody you would steal the money, you wouldn't even build the shit. You would steal all the money. And you wouldn't even build the fucking shit. You can't even build a bridge without stealing the money. How you gonna build air defenses? You say, oh, there's billions of dollars coming to air. Well, ain't nobody gonna ever do no missiles against us. We're not gonna put the money for that. We're gonna put it in our pocket. So go ahead, Joe. That's what this moron said.
We have General Mohozi, who said that Israel is on the side of Africa and Africans, and it has been for about 40 years now, literally. And
the other side of Africans, but you've seen it was the Israelis that said no to slavery to admit it was a crime. Yeah. See that, but they on. That's why they said, and when he wrote this out to the Africans, that was all these leaders must be unalive. They were talking about him. Go ahead, Joby.
Yesterday we talked about the whole South Africa history. We've been talking about it. We saw how they disrespect, how they consider Africans, and let's not forget
how they consider you monkeys, how they supported apartheid and the slavery of Africans in South Africa. They were behind it and they supported it. What is he talking about?
They say they're going to colonize us, but more brutally than even the British colonial system.
Exactly.
So we're supposed to be believing the same people to be on our side. You need to go. You need to sleep. You need to. Your father needs to talk to you. Teach you ways of, not running your mouth. That's why he's been a puppet for so long, because he doesn't just run his mouth, and he
I
knows
know
when to
he
run
knows to
his
shut
mouth.
up. Exactly. He knows when to shut up when he's annoying his masses. Exactly. But 70 knows when to keep his mouth shut. Exactly.
He knows how to shut up. But still, talking about Kenya again, we have this morning most of the market people in Gikomba who woke up to their shops being demolished, and even stocks actually
Damn.
stolen. Not just shops, the shops being demolished. So, what happens actually most of the times during the campaign season, because we are headed to the campaign season in Kenya, these politicians, this is one of the land that they have been trying to grab for so long. For so long, every time there's always fire outbreak out of nowhere overnight. Every time there's someone who's trying to demolish this market and they don't know who it is, there's a politicians fighting over this land, and it's always during the campaign season. But this leaves actually people in a very devastated situation, because they're now coming up with the bullshit, the same thing they did on the we had the Jogo Road market, which I talked about 2-3 weeks ago. We had another market called the Githurai market, and they're saying that these markets are being demolished because they don't want this, raggedy looking ass type of things. They want modernized markets. But if you look at the modernized markets they're talking about, or where we've had these markets being destroyed before, is the Chinese towns we're talking about, and the Chinese malls being built. So how sure are we that these people are going to be, number one, compensated, given probably stalls in this particular building that is going to be built for you to go back to your business? And how long is it going to take? Because you're telling me, number one, my stock has been stolen. I'm supposed to stop my business, figure out how I'm going to get another stock. As I wait for you to build this building, where am I supposed to go? And if you go look at in town, if you go as a hawker there in town, the city councils are also harassing you. We just had a video that was circulating recently of a city council, how they were mishandling a woman, literally beating her like almost to death, just because she's a hawker on the street. Why didn't you come up with a proper strategy again before doing this? I have a problem with this lack of strategy. These leaders just wake up one day, we're gonna make Kenyans mad today, and you decide, you forget you're making people mad, especially this generation of people, not understanding you're gonna go back home. There's no two-term here. You're going back home. You're going back to Sugoi, in the village where you belong. Even if you compensate people, you're still going back home. We don't want you. We're tired of your economy. Ruto is brutal. Ruto is brutal. I've seen bad people, but Ruto is, man, this is one guy with the muscles. Like, this is crazy, and he doesn't care. He's getting super thin because Kenyans are giving him pressure. But he's like, I'm still, despite my thinness, I'm still gonna depress you all.
you know, he not getting no balloon stomach. He like, damn your balloon stomach. I'm
That
going.
guy is he looks sick. He looks like he has some HIV and with no ARVs. He's not doing okay, and he's trying to even control the damage, because he's seen that how unpopular he is. People don't want him. Everywhere he's going, people are chanting one term, you must go. People are not listening to him, not even attending his speeches anymore. Today I think he has a speech in Thika, one of the places in the 254, and he had to hire buses, these big matatu buses, and traveling back
road.
to carry his people with his t-shirts, so that they can act like actually he has supporters. Literally buying 200, 500 and providing transport to and from, so that they can come listen to you, because you're so unpopular. But with that, he also went ahead and actually awarded 200 Kenyan shillings to each violated demonstrator of 2024 demonstration, the anti-tax bill, because we had so many people who were brutally abused by the police officers, and the court has actually, the High Court was discussing on that, and recently they said, that was I think on Friday, there was a 500 or something, 5 million, or can't remember the real amount of money, but now we're seeing each person is being compensated 200. He's trying to make people forget what he did in 2024 by calling citizens criminals, terrorists. We remember all those terms. You called us terrorists, you called us criminals, say the police should shoot us on the leg, not shoot to kill, but shoot us on the leg. So how am I supposed to go to work with one leg? I couldn't come to work with one leg. You saw it.
It's supposed to be illegal to even shoot you unless with damn with live bullets, Joby. That's a crime. That's supposed to be a crime. He's supposed to be at the head, but he's their puppet. That's why I told you, that's why you knew all them fake kingdoms in what they call the Middle East were all fake, because you never heard them say, "Hey, why you got democracy here? Why don't you bring back democracy in the vote?" Because those are not even democracies; they're puppets. So he's supposed to be at the Hague for 2024, but you haven't seen nobody put anything at the Hague for him, because all those European institutions are fake. They're all institutions of white supremacy to keep white people on top. They're all fake institutions. The UN, the ICC, ICJ, all that shit is all fake. To make sure, only time you get put in the ICJ, you decide to try to fight warrior people. That's why you had even Tehran them all leaving. You heard all the Europeans, oh, no, you're not supposed to get out of the ICJ, ICC. What are you doing? Why are you leaving that? Why are you leaving it? Because we don't accept the authority. That's why. We don't accept you talking about you're going to lock our ass up. We're trying to actually help African people. Why the fuck would we go to some shit up in Europe anyway to be judged by you people? Wouldn't even make any sense.
Exactly.
So yeah, because we know all the scams don't work. Because Ruto is supposed to be at the ICC right now, with 2007 him and Uhuru, and what he did in 2024. That's a crime. It's an international crime what he did in 2024, and that's known. That's part of the fake UN charter. Did the UN come after him? No. Did the ICJ come after him? No. Because he's their puppet. That's why you had the Sahel states said, "Nah, we're no longer part of that shit." No, we won't be judged by you people. Go ahead,
Exactly. As we wind up with today's conversation, we have a 17-year-old boy who died after stabbing in Isili. This is one of the Somali-dominated area. That's following a fight with peers at a police. As the police arrested 3 suspects. There were not 3, there were so many. I was trying to find the page. I watched the video earlier, but I couldn't see it.
Why was he stabbed? What was the reason why he was stabbed? What was the altercation concerning?
They didn't explain what was the reason.
Okay.
But like some either teenage beef, but despite being a teenage beef, is the fact that they went ahead and killed him. Number one, they went ahead and beat him and stabbed him. Literally, the video shows everything. And they were all watching. The other Muslim people were all watching. I mean, the Somali people, all of them were all watching, just standing there and supporting what these young boys were doing. So this is what we're talking about again: the comfortability of you forgetting you're coming from.
They didn't try to stop it. No, exactly. Didn't nobody try to step in and stop it, Joe? You saying? They just all sit there and watch this boy get stabbed to death.
Yes.
That's why you got to get the hell out the country. That's why I got to get you up out the country.
Exactly. This is the behavior. You forget you don't belong here. You run away from where cows and camels are dying literally to death. Do you even have any means of transport in Somalia apart from camels? God damn it.
They already told you that half of Kenya belongs to them. They believe that. So they said they're in our country. They said you're not supposed to be there. They were told the Kenyans.
In Kenya, your time is up. You're not going to be accommodated here. Again, I feel like people are not getting it. We're not our parents' generation. You're messing with the wrong one. That's the problem. You think I'm going to be threatened because of what? You're messing with the wrong people. Here it's gone. Like here it's gone. We when we go rogue, we're going rogue, and we're really going rogue. Not going rogue being scared. We're going rogue. This is crazy. It's getting out of hand. Nigerians, South Africans, Somalians, your time is up. Your time is so up. You better find ways.
South Africans say, we're not in your country. Don't you come put our name in your mouth. We're not in your country. Those other people are in your country, not us.
We are waiting. One thing I love about this country, we never forget. And especially very quick Twitter, we'll make things trend, and you're gonna be caught on the street. God damn it, you'll be beat. Stop playing. Yeah, God damn. Nah. Let me just keep quiet and let create it for themselves when they come in this continent. You know, when you come and you land here, you're gonna see. There's a different spirit here. I keep on saying that. This is not Tanzania. You know, I'm not gonna be Ugandans begging on you on my knees to serve you food or to. Nah, I'm not gonna be Tanzanian saying tafadhali. I'm sorry. I say tafadhali when it's necessary. I say tafadhali when it's necessary. Otherwise, I'm crazy. Like, it's crazy. But I see Jibajabas who wind up saying, when King Jesus is celebrated each Sunday. I know they'll celebrate Jesus every day, but not the Nigerian. Come on, make that make sense, Jibajaba. I know. And also says, yeah, no for the small heart and their fenced off community. Exactly. Shout out to you, John Mosquito. Hope you're doing amazing today as well. Says equal opportunity, anybody can get it in Kenya. I know, literally. If South Africans came here today, bet actually they'll be loved, received. Welcome. Where do you want to find a business? I can take you places where you can start a business. This is gonna be the market you can dominate. We actually even show you the path.
Don't be loving yourself. Get down back South Africa. Hey, you the Anna piano?
Crazy. There's also General says Nigerians and their loud mouth. I know that's one thing. They got the loud mouth for real. It also says if there's a problem, just bring it.
I don't know what the fuck they be saying.
Loud mouth for real. These people, even when they live in an apartment, you know they live in an apartment. They're so loud, super loud. But the FBAs were angry as hell because some goofy Africans said Black Americans can't swim. It's complete madness and comedy on TikTok. That's so crazy.
But to tell the truth, your mosquito, most Black Americans can't swim because they're born in poverty. They're not born like most of them are not born by the ocean, where I was in LA, right, or over by Florida. Most of them live inland in the South or some shit. So most of them don't know how to swim. You find out. I didn't find out that because, of course, I ain't been all over Black America. I didn't know that when I was a kid. No, so I got to the Marine Corps and we had to do our swimming, right? And everybody, and that time the black guys jumped in. They all had to be saved because they couldn't swim. I didn't know that. So sadly, Jim Mosquito, that's actually truthful because I learned that most Black people, those Black men in the Marine Corps, they couldn't swim. I was like, damn. They was like, damn, Keith, you know how to swim? You know how to swim? Yeah, I grew up in California. Of course I know how to swim. What you mean? Of course I know how to swim. I didn't know that most Black people didn't know how to swim because they don't have access to a pool, and most Black people don't live near the water. They don't have, they didn't grow up with no pool in their backyard. I did. I grew up with a pool in my backyard, and I grew up near the ocean. So, but I never knew that all these Black people couldn't swim. That's actually true, Mosquito. It's true. Because I was in the Marine Corps, all those guys jumped in, they started drowning and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so, yes, most Black Americans can't swim. I agree. I've seen it with my own eyes. I thought that we all could swim, but everybody's experience is not my experience, right? Most Black people didn't grow up in California or LA or grow up near the ocean. I did. So I just figured that everybody could swim. I forgot most Black people grew up in the projects in New York, Chicago, fucking Philadelphia, Houston. All that. They never been to no damn ocean or been to no damn swimming pool. So I remember all the Black guys lined up with the damn. So they had to pull them out the pool, right? Because they almost all drowned, right? And so they had to put on those vests, and to pass the Marine Corps, you got to know how to swim because Marines are amphibious, right? We amphibious landings. We got in the water. So those Black guys all had to go through a swimming course for like a month. They had to be held back a month because they had to be all taught to swim. I didn't know it I said, damn, most black people can't swim in America. I didn't know that because that's not my experience. I grew up near the ocean. I grew up in California by the ocean. So I grew up it's like somebody growing up in Mombasa. I would think those guys know how to swim. They growing up by the water. So I grew up there, and I didn't know most people know how to swim. They're right. Most black Americans, I'm telling you now, honestly, most black Americans, they're like Joby. They don't know how to swim.
I know how to swim. It is lying, God. I can swim.
Joby swims a little bit now. Let's say worse. They're worse than Joby. Most black Americans are worse than Joby, and most of them, since they didn't grow up around the water, they're actually scared of the water. They don't go swimming at all. So I learned. See, you learned at the YMCA. See, Jibba Jabba learned at the damn place where you go do sports and stuff in America. So the YMCA, it's like a club. You go, they got swimming, they got basketball, football, all these games and shit at the YMCA, exactly. So he learned when he went to YMCA that most black Americans couldn't swim. I never knew because that wasn't my experience. I grew up swimming. I didn't learn to the Marine Corps. I said, damn, most of these niggas can't swim. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Most black people in America can't swim. Because most black Americans don't have access to a swimming pool, and most black Americans don't grow up near the ocean. They don't grow up in California or Florida. They grew up in these other cities, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, DC. All these places don't have swimming pools or close to the ocean. So he's right.
As we wind up into this conversation, I see also Jiba was saying when White said we can swim, staff FBA said that's right. How can we change this law? And I also see John Mosquito Jibajaba also says, but last week it was Nigerians, this week it's South Africans. Get them Joby. I know, shit. They be pissing me off, like really pissing me off. Especially South Africans, they get on my nerve with this xenophobic behavior. They really anger me because I don't agree. I'm not gonna treat you the same. It's not the same treatment I'd want you to receive when you come here. So why would you be behaving this? John Mosquito says the Africans are fighting the FBAs. Indians now themselves, the FBAs are fighting the Indians. All hell breaking loose. And
they fighting the American Indians on TikTok. So they fighting the American Indians. Say you're not no real Indians, right? The black people calling the American Indians say you're not no real Indian. Your ass from damn Siberia. You ain't no American Indian, right? I go past it now. I can't stand the ignorance. I can't stand those damn. And it's being promoted because they're in all these TikTok rooms all the time. I can't. I can't do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I also see Jibajaba says small hearts want a peanut butter race to break down all ethnicities.
Ethnic groups. That's true. Exactly. They do.
Is the place where Boko Haram occupy is where these rare earth minerals are also at. I agree. That's why they're there. And literally, as we wind up, Jibajaba says, so before these Negroes leave the office, they raise the land, burn buildings, and steal funds before being voted out. Of course, they do. Why do you think Ruto is actually buying things very quick? Because he knows this guy is either sure, again, either with Samia Suluhu in this country or he flies away. It's a two-way traffic, and it has to be one there.
Joby says he's gonna end like that guy. Remember the guy in Sri Lanka? They would come out. He got out the country. He flew out. They was all coming to get him. I think the guy in Bangladesh, he didn't make it. He was trying to leave the country, and they got his ass.
So that's gonna be Ruto. His children, is literally all the people that you can see. The governor already has run away. The governor is nowhere found because people are demanding accountability. The citizens want him out. You can't be showing us dimples here as if they can drown water. Go show your dimples to your wife. God damn it. She's the one. We as a nation, we want to see you at work, not your dimples. They're not serving us anything. Stealing funds and wearing suits thinking that you're actually making sense. It's crazy. People are tired. We're tired, man. But literally, I see Jibajaba is I should use my wig as a floating device. God damn, this is braids,
No,
not a wig.
he's not talking about that. He's talking about when you wear your wigs, Joey. The wig.
I'm good. I'm good.
Use your wig as a flotation device.
I'll learn by then how to float by my body. Thank you so much for
What's
tuning
up,
in.
family? You see Joey out in the Indian Ocean over Mombasa, holding on to a wig floating. God, come save me! Help!
I'm gonna learn how to swim. I don't want to be I don't want to be made jokes of. You know, I don't want to be made jokes of not
Weren't you
knowing.
swimming? Weren't you swimming when we down in Mombasa at that house? And it had a pool. Weren't you guys in that pool?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but see you guys later. We're coming back
That's
with the next show, so ensure you tune in and see what we're gonna be talking about. With that being said, have yourselves a beautiful rest part of your morning. Peace.